what, guys? I think I'm officially done with Kickstarter. That's right, I'm never going to back up any other project on this website because all the times I've done something so far has been only a disappointment and nothing too good. Well, granted, I didn't back too many projects, but thank God I didn't, because if I did, I would probably just end up being more disappointed and still nothing achieved. Let me give you up first a little bit of history about me and Kickstarter. What projects did I back and how it all turned out. Not a big list, but still, I want to get it out of the way. So the first project I almost backed was Mighty Number 9, but I can't remember what was the reason, but for some reason I ended up not doing it, and looking back at it, I think it's not too bad that I didn't do it, because I see there's some problems. Some people got the rewards very late, and it's just, I don't know, it's there are many problems with it, like especially those who ordered, like who wanted to get the Famicom and NES style boxes. They were delivered very late and they arrived in poor condition, like the poor quality, and I don't know, and that one thing that was also like to go on dinner with Keiji Inafune, I have no idea what happened to that one. Did anyone end up going there or not? I don't know, but anyways, I didn't back Mighty Number 9, and looking at it, I think it was good. Now, the first project I did actually back was Yooka-Laylee, because I wanted to support it and to show that I want to support the developers, because they were like forming a new company. They wanted to make a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. It looked like as a promising 3D platformer, and what was the result? Well, this Kickstarter, like there wasn't any big problem with it. Like I backed, I think I did $10 or $5. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't something huge. Like and at least from what I know, the people who did back it up, like the bigger amount, they got their rewards fair and square. There weren't any problems like those N64 cartridges, collector's PC edition, the physical copy. Like there weren't any problems with that. So I have to say, Playtonic did keep their promise. All the rewards were like delivered, and but just looking at it, the overall product was a disappointment for me. The game I got when it was like released, it was not at all what I expected. The levels were designed very, very bad, and I don't know, the controls weren't so great. I don't know, everything about it, it's like, it's not a horrible game, like it's not the worst game ever made or something like that, but I don't know, it just didn't live up to my expectations. So, well, to be fair, I did only back it up a little bit, and the digital copy I got as a reward on Steam, it did end up being cheaper than when the game was released on Steam for those who didn't back it up on Kickstarter. So I guess I can't complain too much for that, but I can just say that it wasn't what I was expecting, like the quality-wise. The game was disappointment, but they at least tried to deliver a product they promised. They just didn't live up to my personal expectations. And then the next project I backed on Kickstarter was Rayman 1 official soundtrack by Rami Gazel, like remastered the soundtrack album to be produced. Now for this one I backed quite a bit because I really wanted to support the guy, and he deserved all the help he could get. But sadly, he didn't manage to achieve this Kickstarter the way he planned, so it was cancelled in the middle, and he refunded, of course, everything, and sadly, recently he passed away, and this dream will never be accomplished. I do wish that someone can pick it up and like release this album and like an honor in his name, because he deserves to be remembered. And I think in one way his final dream should be released, even if he's no longer with us. But that's how it is. Yeah, I got a refund, and nothing can be done now about this, sadly. And the final one that I have to say, which I actually backed before Remy Gazel's one, but the reason why I didn't go in order, because this is gonna be a main focus of the video. It was Shenmue 3. Now I basically donated $60, and I selected a PC physical copy once the game was released. Not only was it being delayed, but right now something outrageous is going on, and I can't believe that this is happening. Like, first, all the release dates have been delayed a couple of times. Like, from what I remember, the game was supposed to come out in 2017, and that didn't happen. Like, this is the problem with all the games that are on Kickstarter. The initial release date is usually not met, and this is something that pisses the hell out of me, because I would prefer if in 2015, like when the Kickstarter was for Shenmue 3, I would have preferred if they even said already back then that they said the game will be released in 2020. I would prefer much more like that, and like we have a concrete release date, 2020. That's how it's gonna be. I would much rather prefer that than to say some closer release date, and then when they miss the deadline, they just fucking delay it for who knows when. Like, this pisses me off a lot, and already that I didn't like. Like, I remember that, like, I was always even paying attention, like, are the surveys gonna go out, because I had to like leave my address so they know when to ship the game to me. And to be fair, the game really like looks great. Like the box art, the case and the box art for this collector's edition for Kickstarter support only, it looks amazing, and I just had to have it. So I basically gave $60 for it, and I didn't regret it. I thought it was fair. Like, $60, it's like a regular price for most of the games, and I thought it was fair. You get physical copy and something like that. But right now, what's happening? Basically, Deep Silver, the publisher for Shenmue 3, they fucked up something. They didn't respect us, the backers. They broke the terms of service for Kickstarter, and they're making a switch on the platform. Instead of Steam, they say that the backers will get Epic Game Store keys. What the fuck? When I was backing this game, I clearly, and I mean clearly, selected the Steam version for the game. Now, this is the interesting thing. Some of the fanboys are defending and saying that that the Steam version was never promised, and that initially, when the Kickstarter was launched, they just wrote the PC version. They didn't write anything like they didn't write GOG, Steam, Origin, Uplay, whatever digital store. They just wrote a PC version, and they used this as a defense. But let me tell you why this is wrong. Because first of all, like a year or two later, there was a questionnaire, and people did select the Steam version because that was offered there. There was no fucking Epic Game Store even as an option when it was being asked. And even if they initially didn't say Epic Game Store, that's because Epic Game Store didn't exist back then. So none of the backers could assume that it could be on Epic Game Store because it didn't exist. And releasing it on the platform that didn't exist at the time when the Kickstarter campaign was initially being made, it's breaking the terms of service because the backers did not agree to this store because it didn't exist. The only alternative from Steam would be if it was released on any other digital stores available at the time of the Kickstarter campaign starting. And the most logical thing would be if they didn't later specify Steam years later, it would be the actual physical copy with the disc, and on the disc itself, the full game that's being just installed on your PC without any fucking DRM digital thing. That would be acceptable. Because that's how the campaign was initially being written. It was being written like it would be like just a PC version on the disc. But then it was a Steam. Okay, that was a logical step in my opinion. I mean, even if they didn't write Steam at the beginning, I pretty much knew that they were aiming for Steam because it is the most popular digital store for PC gaming for developers to use. So, and now basically all the backers are complaining. Some of them are asking refunds and they're being rejected. Now, I checked with my bank, and sadly, there's a limit because I backed this in 2015, and now it's 2019. I can't reverse the transaction. I can't charge back because the limit for chargeback is like when I look in all my transactions, the past 2016, I don't see it. So there's no way for me to get refund even with the help of bank, and developers are rejecting it. And it's just fucking horrible because the official Deep Silver website states that the Steam version is coming out but later. But suddenly the backers are getting forced to use Epic Games Store to play the game they expected on Steam. What the fuck? What kind of sense does that make? I mean, I would much rather have it delayed and delivered this physical copy at the time when the Steam version is coming out, and they should ask the backers, do you prefer to play the game right now on Epic Games Store, or do you want to wait for Steam? This is what should be done. I mean, it's still shitty. I still think it's shitty that they're releasing the Steam version later. If they want to release it on Epic Games Store, that's fine, but the Steam version, at least for backers, should be released the same day as the Epic Games Store version. Now, if they don't want to, if they want to cancel Steam version, even if they now say, "Oh, we're canceling Steam version," that's fine. They can cancel Steam version in general because they're not obliged to release it like for general audience. But for us who back the game, they are obliged to release it on Steam as it was promised. Because the questionnaire that I selected, I picked Steam version, I didn't pick Epic Games Store, I didn't pick anything else, I specifically selected Steam. There is an option for others to change if they want on PlayStation 4 physical copy, but I'm not gonna use that option because the game is gonna be inferior, obviously, on PlayStation 4. Who knows if it's gonna run 60 FPS there? It's just it's not just the option for me. I don't want it. If I want to get it, I want to have it like maximum possible experience out there. That's the PC. And you know what? If this all fucking doesn't work out, I'm never gonna use Kickstarter again for sure. Even if it works out at the end, even if they now apologize and say that they're gonna release it on Steam, and because the pressure is high. And the latest thing they wrote is that they said when they're back from E3 that they are gonna release a new statement, and that they've been listening, they've been reading your concerns. Like I even messaged them and I said, oh, "Fuck no, I'm not gonna use." Of course, I didn't say fuck to them because I won't achieve anything with the swearing, but basically it wasn't a matter. Why the hell would I use Epic Games Store? It's a fucking spyware. I mean, it leaks your information, your private information for PC, and it sends to Epic Games. Like, why would I send a personal information for my PC? Like, it even gets the files from Steam, which is, by the way, illegal because they never got permission from Steam to access those files and to acquire them for themselves. Like, this is horrible, and they're obviously using this to identify how many of their users who use Epic Games Store also have Steam installed on their PCs, and they're trying to use it in order to compete with Steam and to try to overthrow their dominance in PC gaming, which is gonna fail because no one wants such launcher. It sucks. It's so bad, and I don't know. And there's a problem that we were promised the Steam version of Shenmue 3, and we deserve it. And basically, even if it gets released now at this point, I'm never gonna use Kickstarter again. And if they really send me physical copy for PC with Epic Games Store product key, I'm gonna put that key on sale online, and I'm gonna pirate the game. I'm not joking. I'm gonna keep the cover. Like the box art, the case, the disc, which is, by the way, just a DVD-ROM with some small software activation with the code, because that's what that's what it's gonna be. Like, for example, Nier Automata for PC, it's like PC DVD-ROM, but the actual DVD doesn't obviously have a full game, but instead it just has some pre-packed software, which then is being used to be activated with Steam. So this is gonna be the same thing with this, but just I assume instead of Steam is gonna be for Epic Games unless they change something. And I'm gonna sell that key. I'm gonna keep the case, the disc, everything. Like, I'm gonna keep the physical copy. I'm gonna sell the key, and I'm gonna fucking pirate game, because this doesn't deserve to be redeemed on Epic Games Store. I urge everyone who's going to play this game to pirate it, unless they basically refund you, or they don't do something as some sort of apology. Basically, just go when the game is released. There's probably gonna already be a bunch of torrents out there, because the people are especially gonna be pissed off for all this, and they won't wait to crack the game. And this doesn't deserve to be played legally unless they meet with what they're promised, and that is to bring us the Steam version of the game. This rambling has been going on for some long, but I just wanted to get everything off my chest, because I've been really pissed off. And I waited some days, because I thought maybe after first day announcement, I didn't want to make the video back then, because I thought maybe 1 or 2 days when it passes, maybe they're just gonna admit their mistake, apologize, and still say that they're releasing the Steam version as well. But it didn't happen so far, and I think I waited enough. It's Sunday, and I'm feeling bored, and I wanted to make this video basically to release all the stress from me and say what's on my mind. So hopefully this won't turn out too bad. I still hope I won't need to pirate this game, because the ideal thing would be to get it on Steam, and if I could sell this key, which is going to be Epic Games Store key, and if I can for around the same amount of money get Steam key, but from a third-party seller, not to pay directly to developers, then I'm pretty much gonna play the game that way, because I want to have it on Steam. That's the thing. I'm not a fan of piracy, because it's like the Steam is a very convenient launcher for PC games, and I like how everything is organized. But if it's not like that, I'll have to pirate it, because I don't wanna I would rather pirate than install a fucking spyware on my PC. Well, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys. Nah, I don't know. I can't say hope you guys enjoyed, because it wasn't really enjoyable video. It's more like rambling. But comment down below, what do you think about the situation? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Voice your opinion. We can discuss about it. Say where we agree, where we disagree, and stuff like that. So see you guys later, and have a nice evening.